felt like I was healing from my experience in the traditional public school system, and that it was limiting me in my dreams and my ability to serve my community. And so I decided that I'd try to seek out some other parents or community members that might also be interested in creating a different kind of school.
I wanted a school that was going to push kids to care and to be excited and to use their brains and realize at a young age that they are capable of anything.
My children were starting to show behavioral problems because they weren't getting the education they needed at school, so then they started acting out in manners that weren't acceptable. Then at the second meeting, we formed a board and we chose roles and we just hit the ground running.
Everyone in the charter world loved our story. They loved that we were just a bunch of moms who had no clue what we were doing, but we were dedicated, we were motivated, and we weren't going to let go.
Well, we are a place-based school. Place meaning that community is very important to us, and also a project-based school. So we like to fuse community with projects that are meaningful to the children, and we also like to give them the opportunity to make choices. Instead of teaching at them, we're actually considered advisors.
We're actually allowed to have ideas that, and sometimes they even use them, like, can we do this?
I love how a lot of my lessons can often be student-led.
One of my favorite things about the school is when my son comes home and he's in kindergarten and he starts to think like they do at school. Like, this is my goal, how am I gonna get there? And he starts to put together this plan, and I'm like, it just makes me tear up every time.
My daughter will cry if I tell her, oh, there's no school today. I don't think there's any greater measure than the enthusiasm of the students wanting to come each and every day.
When Carl first came to school here, he was really shy, withdrawn, and his body language was really sort of hunched in, and he wouldn't do his work, and he was really kind of adverse to working in a group setting. It was just really amazing to watch him grow and how he became more self-confident. He started to build relationships with friends.
I just think that they're really committed to every child, and it's a small community of people, so it's almost like a family.
All year we've been learning different artists and composers, and we've been making what they've been making. Monet, Louis Comfort Tiffany, Eric Carle.
I see their skills developing in the sort of like math and, writing. But for me, it's like those things are allowed to blossom when we're in a safe, happy, social context.
My brain's always thinking of like, okay, what are we gonna do next week, and how is this gonna fulfill this need of this child, and what can we do that will be really fun and exciting. And
a young mother comes into my office and said to me, do you know anything about charter schools? And I said, well, as a matter of fact, when I was on the board of directors of First Southwest Bank, we financed 3 charter schools. And she goes, well, we've been working for a number of years trying to start a charter school in Pagosa Springs. And I said, where are you in the process? And she said, we have to find a place. And I said, how about here?
Building codes are not the same as in a big city because we are rural, and there are very strict rules to what kind of building can house children, and we didn't have very many.
The school needs to own this building, and so we have started on a journey to secure financing so the school could buy this. And here's what I have done. I have made a pledge of $1 million towards the purchase of this building. But what we need is more people in the community to be supportive of the Pagosa Peak Open School.
I think just the beginning of the school year, just jumping in where we're needed because we love it. You know, because you love it so much, you want this to work. So you do whatever is necessary.
The first day that kids were in this building, I was awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going to get emotional about this. But I said, there's going to be kids going to school. And my wife says, well, go there and greet them all. And I stood in the doorway here, and I watched every one of those kids come through the door. And I've never seen kids so happy, so thrilled to be in school.
I want all kids in everywhere to be empowered to think that they can impact the world.
Oh, we're all like melodies till we figure it out. Like the faces of the future, you'll hear us shout.